Welcome back to another segment of the DLA in the News.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. The DLA guru is back in the building, Yes, indeed. I am back in the building. Yes. Appreciate all of you for tuning in and tapping in with yours truly, the DLA guru, on this beautiful August Saturday morning. Today is our scheduled bi-monthly live stream for my Brigadier General members and my Patreon community to talk anything and everything related to the DLA. As you guys know, feel free to take a look at the community forum tab by way of YouTube and or Patreon, and you will find your unique link to click in and come into my StreamYard, come into my StreamYard waiting room where we will be able to do some closed circuit training today. So today is the day. If you are a Brigadier General or Patreon member, feel free to come into the waiting room over here in StreamYard. And as soon as I have a quorum of folks, we will be switching from the public forum, which we're in right now, over into our closed circuit bi-monthly scheduled live stream to cam up and mic up and talk anything and everything related to the DLA. But before you guys get into the waiting room over here in StreamYard, I do have a fantastic agenda today. I will be talking a little bit about DLA's informal cost breakdowns. But before I get into my presentation today, it looks like we got 3 concurrent viewers in the building and 2 likes. I truly appreciate the likes coming in. You guys know I'm a stickler for the likes. I love the likes, and so does YouTube. Let's see. Before I actually start the presentation, let me go ahead and load up some software here. Yeah, I got something pretty cool to show you guys, especially for my seasoned DLA vets that are out there. You guys are probably aware and have gotten emails from the DLA asking for the informal cost breakdown. So today's live stream is going to be talking a little bit about that. And I have a fantastic, the DLA guru. I always have a fantastic deliverable for you guys. So you're going to always walk away with knowing a little bit more about how to be successful with the DLA. Presented by yours truly, me, the DLA guru. All right, so let me just make sure I got everything going. Yeah, I was a little late getting started today, guys. This has been my birthday week, and things happen with birthdays. You're out late, you're kind of partying, getting it in, and especially me. I have reached my bicentennial life mark. So for those of you in the back of the building, it's a great accomplishment to have lived and learned this many years, and I'm still standing. Yeah, so it's pretty cool to make it this far in life. And hey, I got a lot more life to live. And maybe guys, we can hang out a little bit in here in these YouTube streets and be able to assist you guys with your life journey as well as it relates to the DLA. All right, so here, let me go ahead. It looks like we got 5 concurrent viewers in the building, 3 likes, fantastic. All right, got some heart emojis in the chat there, so I really appreciate it. Hey, for the 5 concurrent viewers that are in the building there, feel free to drop in the chat your city and state that you're hailing from. I'm still here in St. Louis, Missouri. I've spent the entire summer I've done a little bit of traveling, but I've been more or less here in St. Louis working on some projects, finally getting to the end of it. And I'll be putting my sights back on Dallas, be headed back to Dallas. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I should be back down in Dallas and working on some projects in Dallas as well. But you guys are here to learn a little bit about today's agenda. So yes, the title of today's presentation is how to complete a DLA informal cost breakdown, right? And a lot of folks are like, okay, hey, I get this email. The DLA is asking for informal cost breakdown. What the heck does that mean? And how do I do it to be successful? Because if you get an informal cost breakdown from a DLA contract administrator or a contracting officer, that's actually a good sign. It's almost up there with traceability. Typically, you'll get a traceability request and an informal cost breakdown request, simultaneously, or it may be staggered over a couple of days, whatever, as they are looking to potentially award a contract to you. And they just have, the DLA has questions, they have questions. So today's live stream is going to be about what is a DLA informal cost breakdown and why. And I will be answering those questions. But before diving into today's presentation, thank you again. It looks like I got 5 concurrent viewers and 4 likes. 5 concurrent viewers and 4 likes. Hey guys, let me know where you're hailing from. I don't like to talk to myself, as you guys know, especially for those of you who are my loyal subscribers. And in order to send a comment in the chat, hey, guess what? You gotta be a subscriber. All right, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button if you're rolling in here a little bit late, like me for today. But before diving into my presentation, I'd like to let you guys know who I am. My name is Kevy Hendricks. You wouldn't believe how many people reach out to me and they do the 15-minute pre-screening phone call and they call me Kevy. And I'm like, okay, it's Kevy. Watch my videos, Kevy Hendricks. But anyway, we're all human. I guess it's hard to kind of know how to pronounce my name. But if you're watching me, my name is Kevy Hendricks. I am the U.S. government sales manager with the National Material Supply Company. I have been working with my team here over at NMS, servicing the federal government by way of the U.S. military, by way of the DLA for the past 20 plus years. And I've skinned my knee and butt my head enough to know what to do and what not to do in order to be successful in servicing the DLA, which stands for the Defense Logistics Agency, for those of you who are new. But I want to welcome you guys to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're going to have a great ride. I have an extensive catalog and plenty of information that's out there, especially if you guys are like just learning a little bit about the DLA. You're just new to getting into government contracting. This is just a very interesting customer that I highly recommend that you at least give a go. Get up to the plate, take a swing. You might just hit a home run. But with the proper coaching and the proper community, you're for sure to get a base hit or at least get to second base as it relates to just embarking on government contracting. The DLA is a fantastic customer for newcomers to the government contracting space or the GovCon space. So like I said earlier, in order to leave me a comment, you got to subscribe to the channel today in this public forum until my brigadier generals, my Patreon members start to roll into the waiting room here over in StreamYard. Feel free to drop any comment that you have related to the DLA during my presentation, and I will be fielding any and all questions related to DLA government contracting. Here, you're able to get to know me a little bit more. I get to know you. So use this time to your benefit because I will be answering within reason any and all questions related to the DLA. And by all means, hit that like button and share this content, share this video link to friends, family, business colleagues. Hey, spread the word. We're really trying to, get the word out about the DLA because the DLA has not done a very good job at marketing who they are. And they are one of the largest customers in the world with the barriers to entry so low. And they're all about products. The DLA buys everything related to supporting the U.S. military, that is the warfighter, through product procurement efforts. All right. And hit that notification bell because you don't want to be a day late and $1 short as it relates to getting all the relevant content related to me whenever I drop some stuff here on the YouTube, in these here YouTube streets that will definitely benefit you because I'm everything related to the DLA. That's who I am, the DLA guru. All right, cool. So today, what is a DLA informal cost breakdown and why? All right. So, guys, I've been working in these streets for some time, and I came up with a fantastic template that we use as a team in order to answer those questions and break that down with the DLA. And guess what? I have this template available for you as well. And I'll give you a little bit of a snapshot into what that's about. But an informal cost breakdown is a systematic process of identifying individual elements that comprise the total cost of goods or services or a package that you're presenting to a potential buyer. All right. And so, I have an MBA from Washington University here in St. Louis, Missouri. Got my MBA back, I think it was like 2001. And I remember taking some business classes, and we were talking about, how you determine revenue and profit margins and things of that nature as it relates to the financing aspects of packaging a product or service. And that is what a cost breakdown is. You want to kind of learn what the break-even point is, and how to price things, and how to make sure that you don't find yourself in the red. You always want to be in the black as it relates to servicing the U.S. federal government. And sometimes the government, they have a lot of, protocols in place and laws in place to make sure that they are no longer paying $1,000 for a hammer. So the DLA is that type of customer, and they have to justify procurements from time to time whenever you may have a price that exceeds what they consider a market price. All right. And so they need to understand exactly what's happened. Why did the price of tea in China go up 1,000%? And the informal cost breakdown is their mechanism for making sure that they are not going to get in trouble on their end as it relates to the FAR and the federal procurement processes and regulations that they have to go by. So the informal cost breakdown is a very important piece to the procurement puzzle when the DLA is looking to buy from a vendor where the price is just, in their opinion, astronomical. You have to kind of prove why the price is the price. All right. So that's what informal cost breakdown. For those of you, let's see, we got 9 concurrent viewers in the building. Send me a chat. Send me something in the chat there. Let me know if you've received an informal cost breakdown request from a DLA agent and you were like, what in the world is this? Let me Google this and see if I can figure this out, because there is a wrong way to do an informal cost breakdown. And typically, if you do one wrong, you will never hear from the DLA again. You will not get the contract because they can't use what you sent to them. It kind of looks like, hey, where's your homework? Oh, the dog ate it. It's like that kind of thing. And so you want to make sure that you have a really professional, succinct way that you look like you know what you're talking about, because the DLA doesn't want to look like they got egg on the face. All right. So this is a way that you go about that. But yeah, by all means, drop something. Looks like we got 8 concurrent viewers. Even if you haven't seen it, drop something in the chat. Let me know that you're like, no, I haven't heard of it, or I did receive it. Give me a little bit of reactions here. Give me a little bit of engagement so I can know who in my audience and know how deep I should get into this presentation today, because I hate to tell you something that you already know. And if you don't know, then, hey, I could tell you a little bit more about what you may not know. But back to the informal cost breakdown, the official kind of, definition, it assigns a specific dollar value to each element of a particular product. So if you're thinking from a manufacturing perspective, you're thinking from, shipping and handling, you're thinking about the labor rate that you may attach to, producing that particular product, the raw materials that go into it, the machining, the welding, the screws, man. I mean, you're literally getting down to the nuts and bolts of why your price is what it is. And so that's what an informal cost breakdown is all about. All right. Hey, we got a comment that just popped in here. Hey, let's see here. Let me throw it on the screen. Mr. Michael Johnson says, yeah, I missed my first contract because I didn't know what it was, did it wrong, and they ghosted me. Yes, they will ghost you, Mr. Johnson. And thank you for fact checking and verifying the information that I'm putting out here in these YouTube streets, because the DLA, man, they will ghost you so quick. They're like, man, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. That's too much risk. Let me move on to the next contractor. All right. So this is what this presentation is all about. This is to make sure that you guys get at least a base hit. You get on base with the DLA, and these are some of the tools that will allow you or at least help you to get on first base when it comes to that. See, hey, we got, oh, and by the way, Michael, thank you. Looks like you are a member. Yes, yes, yes. Let me put Michael's comment back on the screen, and I'll be back to you. Yes, Michael, he is a member, and I really appreciate your support of the channel, Michael. And, hey, man, thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. And I will always pay it forward. That is just my mission. Hey, we got another member in the building. Let me go ahead and give. It looks like we got Jimmy in the building. Jimmy, she's also a member. She says, I haven't received that type of request yet, only traceability. Well, hey, Jimmy, the more that you are bidding and bidding and bidding, and great kudos to you for receiving your traceability request, because that means that you got an award. It's coming. Typically, traceability means the award's coming to you. It's just a matter of DLA signing off on the contracts and issuing the award. So congratulations to you for getting traceability. But the more you bid on these, and then, whenever, whether it's an automated award, that is whenever you have a U or a T in the 9th position, which stands for, auto, AUTO. A lot of times before they are able to award the contract, if they don't have enough vendors, like a quorum of vendors that are bidding on it, you may get an informal cost breakdown review request that's emailed to you from that particular command. And it's just kind of the next step, Jimmy. So you'll for sure see that the more you bid. It's just part of the whole procurement process with DLA. But thank you guys for that comment. Those comments. Oh man, it feels so good. Feels so good to hear that. So let me show you a little bit more about what an informal cost breakdown looks like, and then I can also show you where you can pick up a copy of this, guys. Right. So over the years, I created a tool. In this tool, and I blacked out some of the areas here because, hey, you got to own a copy of this in order to get into all the nitty gritty. But what this tool will allow you to do basically is, if you have your wholesale cost, that is the price from your vendor to you, and then you've put in your numbers or your markup in order to justify the process, or justify your pricing to the DLA, whether it be factor in your packaging costs, shipping costs, handling costs, the headache of it all. If you have to, take on, let's say, you got a line of credit, you got to take on debt, and you're paying for it with a credit card. You have to factor in all of your costs associated with producing producing that product and delivering that to the DLA. And so my informal cost breakdown basically helps to solve or answer all those questions. And just to kind of give you a little bit of snapshot, I mean, we're getting into material costs, labor costs, overhead costs, SG&A, selling, general, and administrative costs, your profit, your fees, shipping, transportation, subcontracted costs, like you name it. These are the levels of detail that the DLA is looking for in order to make sure that they can put your pricing in a folder and say, hey, look, we have gotten all the information we need out of this particular vendor. Let's go ahead and pay $1,000 for that hammer. All right. Because that's just what the cost is today. The cost of tea in China is not the same as it was yesterday. As they say, yesterday's price is not today's price, especially in this economy with inflation and everything else going on, the economy. All right. So in this tool, you'll have 2 tabs. The second tab basically is what the deliverable will be to the DLA. And it looks something like this, where, you'll fill in all the form, all the different fields here. And you only literally, I mean, I've broken this thing down where it's so automated, guys. All you need to do is fill in the fields in yellow. What you can see here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields. I've simplified the process. You don't have to touch any of this stuff here. It's automatically calculated. Within this particular tab here, it will just crunch all the numbers for you. It's all automated. I engineered the heck out of this and built this tool, and it's been very, very effective for us over the years in answering the informal cost breakdown requests when they do come our way. And so I'm not going to, go into demonstrating how the tool works, but just trust me, guys, the tool is fairly effective. Again, literally you fill in 2 fields here. Your wholesale cost from your vendor, and then whatever price point that you gave the DLA when you bid on the contract in DIBBS, you put those 2 numbers in there, and then you go to this tab, you fill in the date of the review that you're doing for the DLA. All right, so if they basically send you an email on a Monday, you want to respond to them if you can within 24 hours. I recommend responding as soon as possible, because whenever you get these types of inquiries, the DLA is looking to award, and you don't want to delay getting the award or have them forget about you and move on to the next vendor. So you want to jump on it as soon as you can. But anyway, you will put the date that you are basically filling this out. You'll put the quantity of how many units are on your contract or that you bid against. You put the DLA solicitation number here, and you insert your company's name that's linked back to your cage code of record that you have on DIBBS. And then you also put in the national stock number. Literally that simple. This will auto calculate everything you guys need. You print this as a PDF, just this one tab. And here, let me just scroll it down like this. It literally looks like that. You would print this as a PDF, attach it, and send it back to the DLA as an attachment. And this will, my friends, answer their need for an informal cost breakdown very effectively. It's done very, very well to answer all those questions. And like Brother Michael said, he got ghosted because I'm not sure exactly what your informal cost breakdown looked like, Brother Michael, but this is, if it's not looking like this, you're probably going to get ghosted. All right. And so this is one way of doing that. Now, you're saying the DLA guru, you're always hitting us with all this value. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Hey, you know what? What you can do is just continue to show up. Continue to show up. Take a look at my content. Hey, join my DLA vendor network. It is growing. You know, there's so many nuggets. I got 20 years of experience under this hat, in this noggin, between these ears and in my heart, in order to help people. I'm all about helping people. So the more that you show up and invest in me, I will definitely be able to invest in you. Being a coach has been a fantastic experience these past year and a half. It's, you know, I've been, you know, of course, I've coached my team internally, but just talking to people by way of the YouTube mechanisms and virtually, it has just been something that I'm like, wow, I wish I would have started doing this 10 years ago. It's just a fantastic experience for me. So I'm having a great ride. So, hey, guys, why not strap in and jump on the DLA vendor network train and get some of this knowledge in order to empower you for success of the DLA. This is what I'm all about. But you may be saying, okay, DLA guru, it sounds good, but how in the world do we get how do we cop a copy of this? Well, it's real simple. Let me show you how you cop a copy of this. Let me find, you know, give me a second, guys. I gotta find out what here, let me put it back on me. Yes, put it back on me. Why not? Let's see here. Let me go to the right. Got to go to the right web page here. Got to get the right web page up here. All right, so let me put it back on the screen share. All right, this is how you cop a copy of the DLA's informal cost breakdown tool. You go to www.hecdistribution.com, which is our great friends over at HEC. And all you have to do is type in NMS e-learning systems in the subject head, in the search field there. And don't worry, the link that that's getting ready, the URL is getting ready to generate now. I'm going ahead and drop it in the chat to make it real easy for you guys. So if you're driving, you're like, hey, I don't have a chance to do all this and that. But once you do that, let me go ahead and take that. And I'm also going to put this in the description of this particular video for the replay as well. But here, I'll just drop that in the chat now. All right, so it's in the chat. Go ahead and feel free to click that link if you're on your smartphone, if you're on a laptop or iPad or something of that nature. Click that link, bookmark it, because once you come over here to HEC, and you know we have a great relationship with our friends over at HEC, and I'm basically creating a lot of different tools and things that I know for a fact are going to help you with the DLA journey. So if you go on here, and by just searching NMS e-learning systems, I'm always putting out new content or new tools, I should say, that may help to empower your success with the DLA. But as you'll come on here, we actually loaded this tool in there yesterday. All right, so it's brand new. And the tool right now is on sale for $99.99. And it has a regular retail price of $149. But basically, you'll find it here. Click on the informal cost breakdown tool. Once you click on it here, all right, I'll click it just to let you kind of know. And then I'll take a step back too, so you can see some of the other products that I have in there that are all designed for your success with the DLA. But as you go in here, you'll see is literally just it's in a Microsoft Excel downloadable file. You know, once you put it in your shopping cart and you check out, you will download a copy of this and you will own it into perpetuity. It's a great tool that I think every DLA vendor should have, because man, you may be working on a $1 million contract at DLA and they ask for informal cost breakdown, and you want to make sure that you have the right format and the right toolage and the right, you know, all that good stuff. in order to make sure that you don't get ghosted when it comes to winning a potential contract. Because if they ask for informal cost breakdown, they don't ask everyone for it. Typically, if you're getting that email about informal cost breakdown, you are on their radar screen as a vendor that they will be interested in awarding that contract to. So you don't want, again, to be a day late and a dollar short, not have the right tools as it relates to that. It's really self-explanatory to guys. And if you have questions after you, copy your copy of this particular tool, and feel free, you can reach out to me and schedule a one-on-one where I can provide you additional training, break down step by step what the tool is all about. If you require that level of detail and understanding, hey, why not? Education is not free, right? It's not free. So, hey, I had to learn it, and I'll be able to share some of the information with you as well. But yeah, this is how you would copy a copy of the tool on HEC distribution. Put it in the chat, and let me take it back a step because I wanted to let you guys know some of the other cool tools that are in there. Guys, for those of you who may be new to me, I also offer the MIL standard 129 unit ID labels, the pre-printed labels. You can get your labels here for those of you who are getting contracts where you may have 500 screws on a contract and you're like, hey, wait a minute, I need 500 unit labels to go on each screw in each bag. Yes, you do. That's what the DLA is asking for. That's part of your terms and conditions of your contract award. And this is where you can go and get those pre-printed MIL standard 129 unit ID labels for the low. They're around 7 cents per label. For those of you in the back, make it a little bigger. All right. And we also offer the unverified vendor questionnaire. It's also a great tool that helps. I think it's about maybe 10 questions that the DLA will ask you. And a lot of folks are just like, okay, what do I say? How do I fill this out? And you want to make sure that you're filling it out correctly. And this particular template gives you the answers to those questions that will definitely, help you pass and get an A on that test as it relates to the DLA. And we also offer the NMS vendor banking and credit references template, which is fantastic. This is when you're working with your vendor base, and you may get vendors that say, hey, I'd like to see a copy of your banking and credit references. And so there's a form that we have created and has been very effective for us to communicate the value of our relationships with our vendors, with new vendors that we're looking to partner with in order to get lines of credit to support military contracts by way of the DLA. And of course, if for those of you who may be interested in some of my training programs, but we also, I think this has just been here for, since we started offering the flagship 8 steps to federal supply contract bid submissions, that you can also cop a license, a one-time license here on HEC's website as well. And it's at a reduced cost. Looks like it's at $777.77, which would give you access to my pre-award masterclass that's hosted on Thinkific. So this is just a promotional opportunity that we allowed our friends over at HEC to utilize. And last but not least, the NMS part pricing tool. This is the only place that you can buy the NMS part pricing tool. You can't find it anywhere else. It's a tool that I personally designed in order to support all of the DLA solicitations and the NSN data and manufacturers and vendor information. Can go all succinct in a great tool. I have plenty of videos in my catalog talking about the NMS part pricing tool. Feel free to go to the, homepage of my catalog, type in NMS part pricing tool, and you'll see videos as it relates to that. And if you are like, hey, I've never seen those videos, I'm new to you, DLA Guru, where do I get this information? Hey, just drop me an email at thefed.contract@nmsupply.com. Any type of problem that you may be experiencing as it relates to questions that the DLA is asking and you really don't know how to answer it and you want to make sure that you answer it the correct way, shoot me an email with that question and I will be able to direct you to the right type of product that we offer that may be able to support you getting your question or answering those questions successfully so that you don't get ghosted by the DLA. You don't want to get ghosted. You get that far and you put in your bid and then they ask a question and you don't know what the hell you're asking, how to answer the question, and then you get ghosted. I mean, what is it all for? You want to make sure you can answer those questions. All right, cool. Let's see. Do we have any other questions in the back? No, looks like we got 9 concurrent viewers, 5 likes. Hey guys, go ahead and give my likes up. I like to have parity from my likes to the views. Hey, it doesn't cost you anything to hit the like button. Hey, and I'm giving nothing but value here. Nothing but value. All right. So let's go back to our presentation. Yeah. So another thing that that this kind of come to mind as for those of you who are my loyal subscribers and are always tuning in and tapping into what the DLA Guru is cooking. As you guys know, I have been working painstakingly this year, my fiscal year 2024 goal, and we're seeing tremendous growth as it relates to you guys reaching out and getting involved by way of my subscribership. The subscribership is growing on the channel, which is always a great thing because, man, to see the the subscribership grow, and that means, hey, my audience is beginning to grow, and to hit the subscribe button, you guys are getting true value out of it. So it's fantastic. But hey, that's just the first step. The next step is, hey, you want to reach out and get involved in some of the training programs that I have, because my mission this year is to support 100 new businesses with DLA contracts. As you guys can see, even today's presentation is all about helping you guys along your DLA journey. And I'm looking for a few proud men and women who want to be part of my elite 100 new businesses that are part of my DLA vendor network, who are new to the DLA and are looking to get all of the knowledge that's between my ears, so I can just kind of pour it into your head, and then you can just run with it and take it to wherever it may take you. If you have contacts, there was a young lady that had invested in one of our master classes, and she had a relationship with a family member who worked for Ford Motor Company. And so she was able to work with her base, that is, her, the people that she knew that were connected to a big manufacturer, and was able to get her hands onto some fairly competitive pricing as relates to wholesale pricing for Ford Motor Parts that she was basically procuring and reselling to the DLA. Guess what, guys? I don't have a family member. I don't have any connects to the Ford Motor Company, but you guys may have, friends, family members, business colleagues that have access to manufacturers that support a lot of DLA product procurements. And so lean on, in my fraternity, we call it leaning on the shield. Sometimes you got to lean on the shield and look at your own internal network to be successful of gaining access to the information, because, or not just information, but the pricing. And what I mean by that, because a lot of folks are bidding on contracts, and guess what, guys, we've been on a lot of contracts too, and we don't always win. And to win with the DLA, it depends on the niche that you're in and the types of the industry, the types of products. Some products are easier to win contracts than others, right? And so it's more of what I call a numbers game when it comes to bidding. But not only just randomly just bidding on things, but you want to have a strategy. And my 100 new businesses that I'm looking to coach and to have part of my community on a first name basis is part of that building this family, so that we can lean on one another and be able to partner and go after larger contracts, or share information, or share contacts that might help another company be successful. And believe you me, if you're able to help a company, people don't forget you. And when you may need some assistance, they're there to help you. That's what this community is really all about. So my fiscal year 2024 goal is about that. Send me some heart emojis in the chat if you're liking that thought process, if you're thinking that, hey, you want to be a part of my DLA vendor network. And right now I'm doing a lot of that work over in LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the place to be. You want to reach out to me and join with me and our DLA vendor network community that is growing over in LinkedIn. I think the last I checked, I think we had like 40 members in there now. And I'm looking to get that to be about 100 members strong before I began to market our community on LinkedIn to other federal agencies, so we can get the U.S. federal procurement agents saying, hey, the DLA vendor network, these folks are serious. Yeah, we're dead serious about being successful in supporting the DLA, because that's the DLA. They're looking for people to help them. They're like, hey, man, we got to buy this stuff. We need some folks that we can buy the stuff from that, are qualified and not only qualified, but have access to DIBBS and things of that nature. And why not create a community of folks that are trained and can have the know-how and can get the DLA exactly what they need when they need it. So I just dropped that in the chat as well. You know, over here in StreamYard, I don't think I can I pin this? Okay, it doesn't allow me to pin it. At least I don't think. Maybe maybe that's a pin. Yeah, I just pinned it to the chat, and feel free to click that link and that'll bring you over to LinkedIn. Now keep this in mind. LinkedIn is a invite only. So once you click this link and you go over into LinkedIn and you request to be part of the DLA, my DLA vendor network, which is the DVN. I'm going to take a look at your profile on LinkedIn. I want to see, you know, your background. I want to see your accolades. I want to make sure you got a picture that's on your profile. And guess what, guys? LinkedIn is free, but you do have to have a little bit in your profile to make sure that you can add value to the community. So again, the things that I really care about is make sure you have a profile picture, you know, have your name, have your contact information in there, you know, where you're hailing from, your city, state, and zip, or even if you're in another NATO country. If you're in another country and you take a look at some of the content, you want to be a part of that, because the DLA, they are buying from NATO nations as well. So if you happen to fall or have a business within 28 countries that are qualified countries, you will be a very great candidate for my DLA vendor network, as well as a resume or a CV, and then some accolades, you know, like what you've done, like where you've worked, you know, just kind of build out your LinkedIn profile. Feel free to take a look at my LinkedIn profile. They give you guys a little bit of a template of the type of information that I think would be fantastic to have in your profile to invite you over into my space. And if I have any Patreon members in the building or any Brigadier General level members, and again, thank you, Michael and Jimmy, for being a part of my membership community. But in order to talk to me, to cam up and mic up over here in LinkedIn, over here in StreamYard, you'll have to upgrade to the Brigadier General level, because once you do that, you're able to cam up and mic up with me for 2 hours over here in StreamYard, where we can talk anything and everything related. We can do a deep dive on DLA solicitations, do a deep dive on DLA NSNs. We can do a deep dive on what I consider business development tactics of how you can reel in big vendors, or maybe I can share some information about my Rolodex of vendors, you know, as long as it lines up with the direction of your company and where you're trying to go. Being a Brigadier General is what that community is all about. So feel free, if you have something that's really hot on the on your mind and you like to talk with me and cam up and mic up, so we're not just talking through chat, I think it will be well worth it. And keep this in mind, I have about 17 or so videos of deep dives that I've had with other Brigadier Generals that are part of the members only, for their eyes only, like James Brown. I mean, no, not James Brown, but for like not James Brown, for your eyes only. Was that yeah, well, I can't remember that. But anyway, it was something that shot in my head. But it's for your eyes only, for Brigadier Generals, for you guys to come on in there and take a look at that content. So it's just a gift that keeps on giving. A lot of great content, questions from other Brigadier Generals that you'll be able to just kind of absorb that as you're driving down the street, or if you're washing dishes at the house, just have it playing in the background. And it's just a lot more nuggets that hopefully help you with your DLA journey as well. All right, cool. Hey, we got another member in the building. Yes, we got Treehouse Juicery back in the building. And hey, I think if I remember right, that's Brother Todd with Treehouse Juicery. I think that's Brother Todd. And he says, hey, chat, got here late. What requests are y'all referring to? Okay, I'm not exactly sure what the request that you're meaning there, Brother Todd. You got there late. Hey, man, don't worry. Yeah, this will be part of the replay as well. But thank you, Brother Todd, for being a member of the channel as well. Hey, man, I love to see my members chiming in here and getting some of these nuggets of how you can be successful with doing business with the DLA by way of the DLA Guru. All right. So, hey, you know, and if you're new, because it looks like, how many do we have out here right now? We got 10 concurrent viewers. Yeah, 10. All right, 10 concurrent viewers, 6 likes. Hey, guys, give me some more likes, you know, if you're liking what the DLA Guru is cooking. But I get a lot of folks asking questions about the DLA vendor network and wondering if it was right for them. Guess what? Over in LinkedIn space, it's right for you. All you got to do is just make sure your profile is looking great. because man, my vision of what we're going to do over on LinkedIn is going to be phenomenal. Imagine having DLA small business specialists that are, like in that community. Imagine having contracting officers that might chime in to see what we're talking about over in that space. Manufacturers that are looking for distributors that know what the hell they're doing and when it relates to DLA contracts. Believe it or not, we have a lot of vendors that we work with that do not want to work directly with the DLA. They don't want DCMA coming to their site. They would rather have a distributor who knows exactly how to work with DCMA, understands packaging and labeling, bagging and tagging, and that whole procurement process. They will rather it be your burden versus theirs. They just want to focus on making the product. They don't want to deal with the DLA. Those are great relationships. And so those manufacturers, we will be attracting them to our DLA vendor network over in LinkedIn. That is my vision. It will definitely happen. But I think we need to have at least 100 brave men and women that are part of our DLA vendor network in order to really begin to market that and get that information out there, get the word out that this is a place, a safe place for manufacturers and procurement agents and training and everything else that we're going to be doing from a vendor to vendor perspective, and not a DLA to vendor, but a vendor to vendor. And then we'll kind of have stakeholders that are also a part of that community. It is going to just be a nice ecosystem of DLA vendors and manufacturers and business professionals just kind of working and interacting. That is my vision. Okay. So anyway, I'm talking it to death, but if you're liking that idea of the DLA vendor network, you may say, okay, well, what's the next steps? I'm liking it, but I'm not exactly sure what I need to do. Feel free to request a 15-minute pre-screening phone call with me, yours truly, a DLA guru. I will be able to talk with you on the phone for at least 15 minutes and learn a little bit more about you. You can learn a little bit about me, and I can give you some insight if I believe my community or any of the training programs that I have will definitely support you. So let me go ahead and drop that in the chat as well. And hey guys, a lot of these links that I'm putting out here, you can typically find them in many of my videos in my catalog. So feel free, if you're looking at a video, just click that, I think it's like a little button that you click and it expands the description, and you'll find a lot of this content or these video, or I should say these links to get you involved in the description of every one of my videos. All right. So, hey, we got Jasmine in the building. She says, Todd, he was talking about the informal cost breakdown. All right. Thank you, Jazz, by getting that information out to brother Todd there. And we got another comment that just came in from ST. Thank you for your comment. It says, can I do DLA out of my apartment? Yeah, of course you can do. Yes, you can. If your apartment, whatever your brick and mortar address is, this is where you do business out of it. If your office is in your home, whether it's an apartment or a house or a commercial space, you can be, as long as you're registered in SAM underneath that address, that, let's say in your case, ST, that if your address is how you're registering your business, and that's where all of your correspondence is coming, you do business out of your apartment, and you have a desk and a computer and stapler and things like that, just like a basic office supplies, because the DLA may from time to time ask you to take a picture of where you work, because they want to see that you are a real company. And the DLA just doesn't want a bunch of vendors with cage codes and access to DIBBS that are just bots and things like of that nature. They want to make sure that you're a real company, because you're supporting a real agency, which is the Department of Defense. And the DoD does not play. They hey, bombs over Baghdad, they do not play. So you want to make sure that you are doing everything you need to do. And I don't know if you're a female or not, but ST, if you're interested in getting involved with the DLA, I highly recommend you book a session with me, 15-minute pre-screening phone call. I can learn a little bit more about you, what stage you are in your journey, and I may be able to steer you into the right direction as it relates to getting involved with the DLA if you're looking for a fantastic opportunity, because I highly recommend the DLA as a great start in your GovCon journey. And by all means, if you're just kind of like, okay, I'm not exactly sure that I want to get involved at that level, but hey, I like to take a look at some more closed circuit content. As I said, today's live stream is all about my Brigadier General members and my Patreon community members. And in order to be part of my Patreon community, you have to have graduated from one of my my 360-degree training program, whether you've taken the pre-award masterclass, post-award masterclass, or you've taken successfully completed the EJCP certification training program, you will then get a link that will invite you to be a part of my Patreon community, which is very similar to the Brigadier General community, but at a reduced rate because you've already invested and you're talking apples to apples as it relates to how I understand and how our business navigates the vast sea of DLA opportunities. So that's why, my Patreon community is pretty much where it's at, because we will be talking, instead of me talking English, you're talking French, we're both talking English. All right. So that's the way that you get there to be part of my Patreon community. And I will, again, feel free to shoot me an email, ST, if you're interested in learning more about that. Okay. Hey, I got another comment from ST. I'm very interested, but just starting. I'm in Hawaii near the Indo-Pacific DLA at Pearl Harbor. Hey, that's awesome. I'm not aware of the DLA depot near Pearl Harbor. So your DLA is in your backyard. So yeah, getting involved would be fantastic. I don't know if they got a small business office out at that particular location, but there's just a wealth of information about the DLA and their Office of Small Business Programs, depending on the command that I guess manages that depot. Getting involved, ST, will be fantastic for you because you're right there out in Hawaii, and you probably don't have a whole lot of competition out there in Hawaii as it relates to getting involved with the DLA as well. So, hey, I welcome you to learning more about it and getting involved, because this is all about new vendors getting involved with the DLA. All right. Thank you for the engagement. So any Brigadier Generals in the building, feel free to go to the community tab, hit the link. They'll bring you over here in StreamYard, because I don't have anyone in my waiting room here in StreamYard. And I'll be here for at least another hour and 15 minutes or so, as I go from 11 to 1, and it's about 11:49 a.m. on my end here. So you guys got me for that much more time. If you're kind of chiming in a little late, looks like we got 12 concurrent viewers and 9 likes. Thank you for the views and the likes. I really, truly do appreciate the likes. I love to see the engagement. You guys just don't know. But that is what I have for you today. If you have any additional questions as it relates to my informal cost breakdown, feel free to send me an email to my fed.contracting@nmsupply.com. Hey, you know what, guys? I forgot to put up my banner. I got to put the banner up there too. But hey, I just want to thank you. Thank you for watching today. I really, really appreciate whenever I have folks coming in and taking a look at what the DLA guru is cooking, because I try to release a lot of value to you. But if you're interested in doing a contracted one-on-one with me, feel free to shoot me an email at fed.contracting@nmsupply.com. You say, hey, DLA guru, I'd like to get you on a one-on-one. I don't want to be in the community forum there. I'd like to just have you with your myopic focus and undivided attention on me. This is how you're able to do it, by shooting me an email requesting that, and I'll make sure that I get the links out where you can schedule and get your calendar aligned with my calendar, and we can talk anything and everything related to your company and how I believe I can assist you with being successful with the DLA. That is how you connect with me, yours truly, the DLA. So if you guys have any more comments, if you had a national stock number that you'd like me to take a look at, I have no problem taking a look at that today. I'm not going to be doing deep dives as far as solicitations, but at least, I will be able to take a look at some of the work that you may be looking at. Today is the day to drop that in the chat, because I don't have any Brigadier Generals and or Patreon members in the waiting room right now. So I'll hang out here for a little while longer in the public forum. And then once I come out of the public forum, I'll still be over here in StreamYard awaiting the arrival of Brigadier Generals, because sometimes I have them come where it's like 30 minutes left and then they chime in and whatever. But if you may be contemplating joining me in StreamYard today, let me go ahead and drop this in the chat as well. This is how you do it. There's YouTube doesn't do a very good job. I've heard some folks on the Samsung phones and stuff, they're like, hey, I don't know where the join button is. Well, guess what? It's in the chat. You can just go ahead and where is it in the chat? I thought it was in the chat. Request to join. All right, there it is. Okay, it's in the chat now. Let me go ahead and pin it to the top as well. Well, I don't know if it's pinning I hit this little star button here in StreamYard, and I don't know if it's pinning it to the chat, but within the chat there, you'll see my links for, a wealth of information for you to get involved. I got my link to HEC where I have some of those tools that you guys can feel free to click on, bookmark, and be able to purchase and download those to support your DLA contract award opportunities. Also joining me on LinkedIn, and if you want to do a 15-minute pre-screening phone call, I can learn a little bit more about you, learn more about me on a more intimate one-on-one phone conversation that's available to you as well. And oh yeah, before I forget, one more thing. Yeah. I almost forgot this. Let me throw this out there too, guys, because I was pretty excited about this. And here, let me put it on the screen. But I am offering, for those of you who are new to my content and not knowing too much about it, but I had my birthday on August the 5th. And so what I decided to do was launch a coupon code that's going to get you 50% off. And I just put it on the screen there, make it a little bigger. Once you log on to NMS-E-learning-systems.thinkific.com, you're able to connect with me. Take a look at my training programs. And once you put in your email address and your first name and your last name, as you can see on the screen here, and you click submit, you're going to get a 50% off coupon that's going to be good to the end of August. So I turned 50 August 5th. I'm offering 50% off to commemorate my life milestone accomplishment of living for 50 years. And hey, I just thought it'd be kind of cool to offer newcomers to the DLA an opportunity to have access to my 360-degree training program for 50% off until August the 31st. So don't delay, get involved, because hey, I'm in the given spirit now because of my birthday month. You know how we Leos do it. Here, let me go ahead and drop in the link to how you can gain access to my masterclass training programs that are proven very, very effective. I don't think I've had one student that has invested in a training program that has not at least won one contract. So it's going to give you all the toolings that you need to know how to hit the ground running to be successful with the DLA. And guess what? It's 50% off. The only thing you have to exchange with me to get access to the 50% off coupon is your email address. So feel free, when you log on, you'll get the pop-up. Go ahead and fill it out, and you gain access to yours truly, the DLA Guru, by my world-class training programs that I put so much blood, sweat, and tears in to getting done. All right, cool. So that is all that I have for you guys today, because I don't see any other comments in the chat right now, because I'm only going to stick around when you're around. And looks like you guys are not around right now. At least you don't have any questions. And if you do have questions and you're just like, oh man, I'm a little gun shy, feel free to, again, shoot me an email where we can mic up and cam up one-on-one, where you're not in the public forum here. And I have no problem with working with you on a one-on-one basis. So feel free to do that. Looks like we have a thank you that's coming in the building. Yes, no problem at all, ST. Thank you for the engagement. I really appreciate that. All right. I love engagement. I love people to get involved and to get out there and break out your shell. Hey, I'm only human. I'm human just like you guys. And I'm just all about trying to help people and building a community. It's just, it's one of my missions right now. I've kind of set my sights on this being part of my purpose to help empower 100 new businesses for success with the DLA this year. So feel free to get involved. If you're feeling in your heart, you're feeling your spirit, this is where you come to get the information. But thanks again, guys. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for showing up today. Looks like we had 12 concurrent viewers, 9 likes. I got a bunch of heart emojis that I see flying around there. So fantastic to you. Hopefully, I'll see you guys at the top. Take care.